So now we're going to look at file and directory commands. These are useful commands to allow us to manipulate files and navigate the directory structure on our Linux operating system. So they're very handy and help us to be very productive in just working with files in general. So the first command is pwd, right? And pwd stands for print working directory, and it just shows us where we are, specifically the path to where we're currently located in the directory structure. So as you can see, when you first open up the terminal, I'm at /home/pi, and typically that's the default. That's the pi folder where you have all the files that are associated with the pi user. So pwd returns that path for me. Just to show you, I'm going to open up here from File Manager. And here is the root directory, that's the / where we start everything from. And we are in home, so I'm going to double click there, and pi. And as you can see, these are the files that are in my /home/pi directory. So let's go back here to the terminal. And in order to view the files that are in my current directory, I can just type in ls, enter. And as you can see, it shows me desktop, downloads, and so on. These are the same files or directories that are in my current home pi directory. I can also type in an ls space -l, and this gives me more additional information about those directories and files. So I can see the read-write permissions on that particular directory, who owns the owner and the group that belongs to, and so on. And some more information about when it was last modified and so on. So ls space -l allows me to see a vertical list and more details about the particular directories and subdirectories and files that are in that current directory. Now let's talk about navigating the directory tree. So if I want to, let's say, go into my downloads folder, I can type in cd space downloads. And cd stands for change directory, and that allows me, as you can see, now I am in my downloads folder, so I can type in an ls. And these are the 4 files that are in my downloads folder. And again, we can verify that. I'm just going to double click in here, and these are the files that I have in there currently. So cd allows us to do that. To navigate back up the tree, I can do a cd space ... and that takes me back up 1 level. So as you can see, if I go back, now I'm in my home pi directory, back up 1 level where I was before. And as you can see here, typing in a pwd, I'm back up to my home pi directory. So that's the cd ... command. To get to my pi home directory, I can quickly from anywhere type in cd space tilde, and that would land me back to my home pi directory. So let's say, for instance, I was in downloads, and in there's a temp directory. I was in my temp directory, and as you can see, I'm in home pi downloads temp. If I type in cd space tilde, and the tilde key is the key that's to the left of the number 1 key on your keyboard, typically you press shift and that key, you get that tilde. And now that should land me back to my /home/pi folder. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my downloads folder, and now let's create a new directory. So to create a new directory, I do mkdir make directory. That's what that command is short for, and I'm going to call that directory lee_test. Okay, if I do an ls here, you can see that my lee test directory was created. And let's say I want to now move a file, that test.txt file that's on there, into my lee_test directory. I can do a mv for move, and I type in the name of the file that I want to move first, and then I type in the directory that I want to move it into. So here I am moving the test file into that directory, and if I type enter, I'm going to do an ls again. As you can see, that test.txt file is not there anymore. and it should have been copied into Lee_test. So if I go do a change directory into Lee_test and I do an ls, as you can see, my test.txt file is in there. So that's how we were able to quickly move. You could think of move as a copy paste and then a delete. So it's going to just physically move the file from one location to another. Next, let's show how we create a file. So I just moved the file into Lee test. To quickly create a file, we can do the touch command. So I could type in touch and then the name of the file. So let's say temp.txt. Okay. And that would quickly create a blank empty file for me. And let's do an ls. And as you can see, we have that temp.txt file and the test.txt file inside my directory. So touch is a quick and easy way just to create a file, an empty file on our file system. If I want to delete that file, in order to delete the file, I do rm for remove. So I'm going to put remove and then let's do temp.txt. Okay, and that should delete the file. And if I do an ls-al, as you can see, the test file is the only file now that's in my subdirectory, and temp has been removed or deleted. Okay, so rm is used to remove files. While I'm in here, I'm also going to remove that other test.txt file. So I'm going to remove test.txt. It's going to delete it. And now if I do an ls, there's nothing in the directory. So I'm going to navigate back up. Okay, cd space ... As you can see, I'm in my downloads folder now. And if I do an ls, I can see here are the files that are currently and directories that are in my downloads folder. What if I want to delete this Lee_test directory? So to do that, I can use the Rmdir, remove directory command, and I'm going to put in Lee_test. And when I do that, and now I take a list of what's in there, I can see that my Lee test directory is empty. One caveat here though, the remove directory command would only remove or delete a directory if it's empty. If there are files that are within or subdirectories that are within a current directory, Rmdir would not remove it. So as an example, the temp folder that I have here has one file in it. So if I were to try to remove that, if I do a remove directory temp, you'll notice I get the error message that directory not empty. So in order to remove that directory and any subdirectories or files, I need to do a recursive delete. So to do that, I can do an rm space -rf. That means those arguments are to remove recursively and to force this. And I'm going to put in the temp directory. Okay. And what that will do is, even though there are files or subfolders within the temp directory, they will still be deleted. So now if I do an ls and I look in here, there is no more temp directory. Okay. So those are basic file and directory commands to allow you to navigate the directory structure, to copy files, to delete files, to create files, and so on. Hopefully you will find them handy. And these are the command line instructions pertaining to files and directories that I use the most, and typically you probably might as well. And I hope you find those tips to be helpful and useful.